Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Skyblock News. I'm your host, Derailious, and today we're going to be covering Skyblock 0.20.8, which is the Pesthunter's Wares update, including some Chocolate Factory additions and much more. Without any further ado, though, let's launch right into this. So starting off today, the big news is updates to pests, some garden balancing, and a Chocolate Factory update that lets you take breaks from Hoppity without any downtime, which I'm pretty excited about. Not much has changed, by the way, from the alpha, so if you're watching this video when it drops and you're like, this is very similar to the alpha, that is why. So the big thing here is Pesthunter's Wares. That's the, main tagline of the update. It's basically a unique shop that you can find on your garden that uses pests as currency. The aim of this is to add a bit more depth to pest farming, create more space for, strategization in farming, pretty much. So you can fill up your vacuum, take a gander over to fill up whatever. I don't know, they're using a bunch of strange terminology here. TLDR, it's a store. I don't know what to tell you. It's a store. You can pick up biohazard armor. It's an upgrade to mushroom armor. It gives you bonus pest chance. Pest hunter's gloves, an equipment piece that gives you bonus pest chance and a decreased spawn cooldown for pests. The pest and mouse trap, which I'll get into in a minute, that'll be in game. The beginner's guide to pest hunting, that is an upgrade to pest terminator. A hedgehog pet, which is fine, I guess. And also the barn skin, which it's cool that they're selling barn skins for in-game currency, but I don't know, it doesn't really shock me a crazy amount. In terms of those pest and mouse traps, we're going to go in game and kind of show this off, but the TLDR here, on this side, you put in a certain type of bait, whether that be plant matter, dung, etc. I think it could be tasty cheese as well. And then eventually you'll see that a pest gets caught. You can then click on this, it'll release them, you can vacuum them up, and they catch them every 15 minutes, so it's really not that bad, all things considered. I think you can put down up to 3 of these or 5 of these. Either way, you can get quite a few pests every single day from this, so, generally a good upgrade that you can pick up from the wares. Let's actually head in game, and I'll show you how this works. Quick interlude, because I'm an absolute shill. Look at that dog on your screen right now. He wants more treats, and in order to get him more treats, you know what to do, guys. Use code RAIL in the Hypixel store for 5% off your order. Look at the little man. He's just asking for treats. So, you know what to do. I'm going to leave it at that. Back to the video. So, heading in game, here's what the mouse trap and the pest trap look like. Basically, if you right-click on it, you're able to see a little menu. You put cheese in one side or any other bait, and every once in a while, you'll get a pest. You can pick these up, and you can, put them wherever you want on your garden. If you do it this way, it'll be, vertical. If you come at it from another direction, it'll be vertical from that direction. So keep in mind how you want to place these. I just tend to put them wherever, for the most part. You can have, apparently, 3 of these down at any given moment, and you can have up to 3 total pest slots if you get the mouse traps. So that gives you 9 offline pests, in addition to the 8 that you already get, making it a cool 17, unless I'm wrong. Taking a look at the Pesthunter's Wares store, you can actually click on Fill Up and find it here, and within this store you can get a bunch of the new items talked about in the article. Notably the Biohazard Armor set, which costs Mushroom Armor and a bunch of pests. And as you can see, it only triples your stats at night while in the garden. If you look at the gloves, they cost 40 pests, and it decreases the spawn cooldown of pests by 1%, also giving you 5% bonus pest chance. You can also get the traps here. These cost 50. You can get the mouse traps, which are basically an upgrade. They cost the pest trap plus 75. There's the beginner's guide to pest hunting that costs 500. And there's also the barn skin, which costs 1500 here. Finally, there's the hedgehog that costs 500 pests. So you might be wondering, okay, well, what's the purpose of having down a bunch of mouse traps? And the reason why you would want to do that instead of just having the basic tier ones is that you can get access to this guy, the field mouse, which is a new type of pest. It's a special one, it can only be caught in the traps, and it is pretty rare. As you can see, it's only a 7% drop in the mouse trap, although those chances are upgraded by the Enderman Slayer 9's perk. And basically what that means is if you've maxed out Enderman Slayer, it's 5% more often. So it's 7.2%. I don't know, it's kind of silly. Anyway, it also adds 2 new items to the game. The Squashed Toy and the Squeaky Mouse Mat. So the toy is the first equipment reforged to grant both farming fortune and bonus pest chance, and the mouse mat is a utility item that allows you to input your desired pitch and yaw, and then snap to them at the click of a button, which will make farmers pretty happy. There's also a bunch of changes to wheat in this update, and they're pretty interesting. Basically, they've changed around how like all of it works when it comes to how you get hay bales and things like that. Basically, enchanted hay bales, the old version, and tightly tied hay bales have been replaced with enchanted wheat and the new version of the enchanted hay bales. They are crafted like most other recipes. This basically just gets rid of that like separate little system that wheat had, and now there's a legacy trade system that you can access through /L trades that allows players to trade in those old variants of items for new ones, although it only has like the new hay bales for now, so keep that in mind. There's also a bunch of balancing here for pest drops. This has been kind of a drama cycle on the Alpha Network, I'm going to be real. There's a lot of farming players. I know Toadstar was really upset about this. I think he's still upset about this, keep in mind. I don't know the exact specifics here. TLDR, though, is that they're changing around how all of these drops work. I think they're a little bit better than how it was previously, but I'm not a farmer. I have no idea what these numbers mean. People smarter than me in the comments can go over like what this all means, but TLDR, they're changing stuff out. They've also changed a lot of how the RNG crop drops work, and this is all just once again gibberish to me. I need to farm more, guys. It's bad. It's really bad. If you look at my garden level, I'm only like garden level 10. It's actually abysmal. Anyway, moving on, there were a bunch of other garden changes. I covered most of these previously. The big things that I can go over at the top of my head: Dung Dye's drop chance now scales with Farming Fortune instead of Magic Find. They increased the NPC sell price of Cactus from 3 to 4 and adjusted all the prices respectively. T-Rex got nerfed. Good night, T-Rex. Mushroom Armor now only has its stats tripled while in the garden, which is a big one. They've upgraded the NPC sell price of a lot of things, and also selling the slug pets to George is way more viable now for people who want to do that. You also get more base coins from killing pests. That is now 1,000 coins each. They've also increased the pest spawn chance from 0.1% to 0.2, and they added an auto pet rule for talking to visitors, which is really nice as well. TLDR, good changes. It's good. Fine flour can no longer be used in the sprayinator, but can now be composted. That's a good one. And I think that these changes altogether are pretty solid. I've got to say, I don't know the exact specifics. I know there were some bugs. I know some people are still upset about these drop chances. They might make some more changes to this in the future. But I do like the new items. I like the new field mouse. This thing's cute, I'm going to be honest with you. And the Where's menu is totally fine in my view. So, good stuff. So the next part of this video is going to be going over Hoppity, and I know a lot of people groan whenever they see Hoppity, and the answer to that is, well, they're making it a little bit better. So the Rabbit Hitman is available to all players right away at Chocolate Factory 1, and will collect eggs for you even if you weren't around to grab them yourself during Hoppity's hunt. Basically how this works is that you have this little menu right here, which you can unlock in the Hoppity menu, obviously, and it has 28 slots for eggs which can be purchased with coins. Whenever you miss an egg during Hoppity's hunt, the Hitman will automatically gather it for you if it has an open slot. The eggs can then be opened through this menu, and once you open an egg from one of the Hitman slots, it will go on cooldown, which stacks in increments of 20 minutes. Keep in mind also, I think you can't get all of the slots if you're Prestige 1. You need to Prestige to get more and more of these, so keep that in mind. There's also a hotspot system. Basically how this works is that each rabbit will be assigned a hotspot, and it's an island that they will be more likely to appear in. It's 50% more likely. The hotspots change each hunt, and players basically are able to target the rabbits that they need. This is a good change, just out the gate, it's just good. You're able to see which rabbits have what hotspots from within your collection menu, which is nice, and generally these changes are just super solid. There's also certain resident rabbits. These can only be found on certain islands. It's not really the biggest deal in the world, but keep that in mind as well. Other Chocolate Factory changes, there's 2 new items, the Chocolate Minion Skin and the Hot Chocolate Mixin. These grant you just some pretty nice buffs. The Minion Skin is just a Minion Skin, but the Mixin is really nice, gives you 15 pet luck and a chocolate multiplier, which I think is pretty cool. They've also buffed the Rabbit Shrine and the Chocolate Accessory line, which is super neat. And they've made it so that chocolate eggs will persist for an extra day during Hoppity's hunt, meaning effectively that there's 6 eggs available at any given time rather than 3. There's 2 new achievement rabbits, Morty and Carrot. Stray rabbits are now guaranteed to spawn within the first 30 seconds after opening a chocolate egg, and the chocolate dye now costs 40 billion chocolate and has an annual stock of 1. I am glad that I bought up this right before this update dropped. They added a chat message for when you have met the requirements for an achievement rabbit, which is pretty nice. And they've added a short description to all of the rabbit towers. Basically, things are just good. Oh yeah, they've also made it so you can shift-click towers to level them up 10 times. Amazing change. I really appreciate it. Finally, we have an update on Crimson Isle changes. The changes related to the Crimson Isle have been cut from today's release as they are not quite ready to go, but you can rest assured they're not going anywhere. We're targeting to have the changes back on the Alpha Network, along with an Alpha and Design thread posted regarding the changes. We apologize for the disappointment and inconvenience, and we are looking forward to hearing your feedback. So that's the end of the update. What are my thoughts? Well, I think that pretty much everything in this update is totally fine. The problem is, I think people were expecting all the unsoulbinding stuff to be released, and the fact that it isn't coming out kind of sets alarm bells to go off in everyone's mind, you know? In terms of everything with this update, though, I like the Where's menu, I like the mouse trap, I like this guy, he's cute, whatever. You know, the buffs to this is great, it makes Toadstar upset. I'm sorry, Toadstar. I know you're in the comments probably like, man, this sucks. I'm sorry if these are not good changes. I don't know much about this stuff. The Hitman's great. I love this. This is all good stuff. The hotspot system is wonderful. I don't think anyone really has any complaints about any of that. And the new Mixin's good. I like this. This is cool. New pet luck stuff is nice. It's sad to see the part of the update that everyone was looking forward to just not be part of the update anymore. And I think that's the worry people have, is that that'll not come out. I hope it still does. We'll have to wait and see. Overall, while this update is pretty good, I think a lot of people are looking forward to the future Crimson Isle changes, and hopefully they're able to get them on Alpha relatively soon. At the end of the day, though, my name's Derailious. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and look to the future, fellas, because I will see you then.